Good morning, children. Today we will be revising the first chapter, that is French Revolution. And under this, today's topic will be the causes of French Revolution. Children, during this revision session, we will be taking one topic each day. If you have any problem, any doubt, any query, please feel free to ask in my personal WhatsApp number. All the queries will be solved related to this chapter. Children, today we often take the ideas of liberty, freedom, and equality for granted. But we need to remind ourselves that these ideas have also a history, which I am going to explain you in a coming sessions. We all know that, children, French Revolution led to the end of monarchy in France. A society based on privileges gave way to a new system of government, then the declaration of right, then the coming of new time. The idea that all the individuals had right and could claim equality became a part of new language of politics. These notions of equality and freedom emerged as the central idea of new age, but in different countries they were interpreted and rethought in many different ways. Now, children, let's see what were the causes of French Revolution, what led to the French Revolution in the country. Now, the causes of French Revolution is considered as the most important in the human history. The revolution occurred in 14 July 1789. Children, you have to learn this date. This question can be asked in one word. When does this revolution occur? 14 July 1789, and swept away the existing political institutions, overthrew the French monarchy, and aimed at re-establishing responsible government. Establishment of responsible government. Now, one by one, we will see the causes. Now, the first cause of French Revolution was despotic rule of Louis XVI. He became the ruler of France in 1774. He had drained the financial resources of France in war. Children, he belongs to the Bourbon family, and when he was ascended the throne, he was merely a 20 years old, and he found the treasury empty because of long years of war had drained the financial resources of the France. Now what he did to meet its regular expenses such as cost of maintaining an army, the court, running government offices or universities of the state, he was forced to increase the taxes which were paid by the third estate people. Second cause, division of French society. The French society was divided into three estates, first, second and third. The first and the second estate consist of clergy and nobility, and the third state, big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, landless laborers and servants. The member of first two state, that is clergy and nobility, enjoyed the certain privileges by birth. The most important of these was exemption from paying the taxes to the state. That means those who were born in first and second state, they were exempted. They don't have to pay the taxes to the government. Only the third state had to pay all the direct or indirect taxes. This kind of discrimination led to the revolution by the third state. It's very obvious, children. Only third state were forced, only third state were made to pay the taxes. Because of this, the people of the common people, they reacted against the this discrimination. And the third cause is rise in prices. Rising prices. Now children, the population of France rose from 23 million in 1715 to 28 million in 1789. This led to a rapid increase in the demand for food grains. This is very obvious, beta. If the population increases, we need more food grains. But it could not match with this increasing pace. Because of this, the food production of the grains could not keep pace with the demand, so the price of bread, which was the staple diet of the majority, increased rapidly. Most workers were employed as a laborer in a working workshops whose owners fixed their wages, but wages did not keep pace with the rise in price, so the gap between poor and the rich widened. Things became worse whenever drought or hail reduced the harvest. If that means if the production is less, then what will happen? The prices of the food grains will go high. And because of this, subsistence crisis occurred in the country. Subsistence crisis means extreme situation where the basic means of livelihood are endangered. Because of this also, the common people, they reacted. The common people, they revolted against the ruler. And the next one is inspirations of philosophers. Now children, they had played very important role. Philosophers played very important role in awakening and mobilizing the population of France. Philosophers like John Locke, then Montesquieu, then Rousseau. According to them, they had the idea of society where the people would enjoy equal freedom, equal laws, equal opportunities. The ideas of these philosophers were discussed intensively in saloons and coffee houses and spread among the people through the books and newspapers. Now, I'll give you one example. Like John Locke, he has written in his book, he was totally against of divine powers of the ruler. Divine powers means all the powers, absolute powers in one hand. According to him, it should be distributed. According to Rousseau, the government should be based on social contract between people and their representative. Means the mutual understanding should be there between the people and the representative. In the Spirit of Laws, Montesquieu, the book which was written by Montesquieu, he proposed the division of power among the legislative, executive, judiciary. Means he was also against the power in one hand. And later on, children, you know, this model of government was put into force in USA, and today in our country also we are following the same model. Their ideas inspired the people of France to go against the monarchy. Now the next cause is, now the fifth cause, that is the rise of middle class. The middle class that emerged in the 18th century France was educated and enlightened. They refuted the theory of divine rights. That means they were against the rights of all the powers in one hand, divine rights of king and absolute monarchy. They believed that a person's social position must depend on his merit. They had access to the various ideas of equality and freedom proposed by the different philosophers. The middle class consists of the middle class in the 18th century witnessed the emergence of social group termed as middle class, who earned their wealth through an expanding trade of manufactured goods being exported. There were other professionals also, like lawyers, administrative officials, who were all educated. They believed that no group in society should be privileged by birth. I think, children, now this causes of French Revolution is clear. Do the question also, what are the causes of French Revolution? What were the causes of French Revolution? Write this question in your notebook also. Thank you and have a nice day.